Next up, we have Widows Bay AppleTV.
Right, we're cooking on gas.
So 2 episodes of this come out, 10-episode series, and it is a comedy horror, which is a genre that's very difficult to get correct. And it's written and created by one of the writers of Parks and Recreation.
One of the greatest sitcoms of all time.
One of the best. One of those moments where a cast, it's a bit like the Friends cast. It's like the cast is just magic and there's nothing bad about it. It's just, this show works in this specific time and it can never be that's what Parks and Rec is.
It can never be recreated again.
So good. And so it's made by one of the writers of that, and you can really see that in this. The comedy side of this show is the work-based comedy is what is in this, but it's mixed with horror, which is weird.
I mean, just putting the horror part to one side, the actual plot or the where the comedy comes from is very much, as you say, about this guy who's very intelligent, very smart. He lives on this island that is slowly dying because it's not got any money, it's not got broadband or anything like that, and he's desperately trying to
increase tourism,
but he's constantly fighting a battle against the residents of this island,
who are all a bit kooky,
a little bit strange,
stuck in their ways.
But you're finding out that there might be a reason for it, because there's some curse that's been consuming of this island, which he up until now has never encountered. But because the island's now woken up and it's discovered that he's trying to encourage people to come visit the island, is now fighting back against him. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I like every minute of it is exciting. The humor is like sharp, really sharp. Timing is excellent. The cast is really great. I love this. I just love the premise of the story as well. Like you said, it's a mix of many different films and genres.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the old days when like X-Files, you used to have like a villain of the week or Buffy or whatever. Every episode, there was an ongoing story, but like every episode has a different mini story. That's what this is. Every episode is like a different urban tale kind of thing, but they're all gonna be linked together, we think. So it's a bit of a mystery box in that way. And then you have like the situational comedy with the people in the office who all work
the council, isn't it? They're like, because he's the mayor, so the mayor is the guy trying to get it all sorted, and then it's like his council around him. There's like the woman who after 2 hours needs to go home and have a nap because she's tired. Like that's his secretary, isn't it? And and the lady who is like the town gossip, and like she always wants to spread the news. He's like, I haven't got time, I need to move. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, so
really
it's
funny.
kind of like Stephen King type of horror, where like episode 1, it was based around this fog that was happening. And it was like sort of changing people into zombies, and you weren't quite sure if it was actually happening. And then the main character, who is like the normal one, he's the one who witnesses all this and doesn't want to. He doesn't want to believe it, but then something happens to him and it makes him think, and then they kind of explain it, Murder, She Wrote style. It's like, oh no, this is what you saw, or there's black mold on the wall, so you're seeing things, but you're never quite sure if it's
actually happening or not, or whether he's making up, because in the second episode he's encouraged by the townsfolk to spend a night at this hotel because I forget the guy who keeps warning them all the time. He's Wick. He's warning Tom, who's the mayor, that you can't have these people staying over. He's the one who
he's like Grandpa Simpson.
He is a little bit. He shouts
turns
at
up and
clouds.
shouts and says, watch out, this is happening. It's like, no, it's not. Don't be silly. But
the thing is, he's lived there his whole life. Everyone in the town is inclined to believe him.
And there's a rumor, isn't there, that if you're born on the island, you can't leave. If you leave the island, you die within like a year. And
there's strong evidence to show that that's true. And so Wick,
the main character, wasn't born on the island, but his son was. So peril.
But his parents lived on the island, but he was born off the island because his parents owned a house which was like a summer house, wasn't it? That's right.
Can't remember.
And so it was like, because so his you get the kind of inclination that his family were quite rich. They owned a summer vacation home on the island. So he wasn't born on the island. But anyway, he stays at the hotel. But it's for me, I was writing down as we were watching it, like there's so many different genres of film in this. There's a moment where the hotel scene was like The Shining, where you see they play back. He thinks he's playing a game called Don't Tell Daddy or Daddy's Home, which is this. I looked it up; it's a made-up game, but that really broke my heart because I wish there was a game called Daddy's Home. But there is a song by Cliff Richard called Daddy's Home. So
that's another thing they have in this. There's loads of lore within
yes.
That's another thing of Parks and Rec. Like Parks and Rec had the whole history of the town, didn't they? And this is the same. Widows Bay has this like bad history that they don't really want to talk about, and there's the museum and
cannibalism.
Yeah, there's cannibalism in a church and stuff like that. So you've got all those funny moments which are kind of in the background that you can look at visually.
I just love, like I say, the references from other films. Shining, there's a reference to It when there's a scene with the clown. There's a reference to Ring, which was oh my god!
Wait, he was watching that video, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's watching. It was a video
promo video for the
hotel. It's like, come with me and I'll show you what's on the island. And then basically it's about 3 minutes. And the confidence as well of the person who wrote the show and the makers of the show, that they felt confident enough that an audience would stay hooked for long enough to just sit and watch a man watching a TV for 3 minutes of a man walking away from the camera behind a tree. It's like, just like, that's insane. That's so funny. And the payoff later in the episode from that is brilliant. So it makes it so worth it. It's just great. It's just such a fun show to watch. Yes, there's horror bits. Yes, I scream like a girly, or just just a me.
I mean, it's not slasher horror. It's horror like X-Files. That's how I'd see it. It feels very sort of like a 90s. And like the whole
aesthetic, it's a shiver kind of thing.
The whole aesthetic of the island is very. It's not modern day. It's all very.
It's like not Resident Evil.
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill, isn't it? Yeah, the game Silent Hill video podcast.
And like the color palette is all very sort of
muted,
mustard and browns, and all the the actors as well. They're all. That's what they're great at casting. It's like they're all very normal looking. They look like townsfolk. They don't look like celebrities or iPhone face or anything like that. So
Apple TV seemed to have a thing that they moved on a little bit from being kind of a prestige streaming service to the mystery streaming service. They've got Severance, which is very much a kind of like a mystery show. They've got Silo, which is very much a mystery show. And they do it so well. And I think this show really kind of fits into the Apple TV genre. If it was on any other streaming service, I guarantee it would have been forgotten. Because it's on Apple TV, it needs to be remembered. And I encourage anyone, and I think I've said this with Apple TV before, like, I know it's not a streaming service people immediately turn to, but if you bought yourself, even if you bought something like from an electrical store in the UK, you normally get like a 30-day trial for Apple TV. So there's always ways to watch Apple TV for free.
They're good because they don't cancel their shows. Like Severance did not become the worldwide hit quickly. It grew really, really slowly. And I think this will be the same because it's not in the top 10 on Apple TV.
Sadly. And yet...
But that doesn't mean on Apple TV, Apple won't see that and be like, they were cancelling it.
No.
I was also going to say, when I was watching this, do you remember that show, Big Door Prize on Apple TV?
I do.
Which was not great, but it had kind of potential.
Yes.
This reminds me of that a lot. Like, this is like the better version of it. Like, it's very...
more thought out, more carefully put together.
But like the way that you kind of get to know the residents of this town, and there seems to be a bit of heart to it. It felt like Big Door Prize, but it feels like it's more confident.
I get that. I don't think it's a leap to say that. I think you're absolutely right. It does,
because that really went downhill in Series 2.
Series 2 it did. Series 1 was okay. And I was encouraged to watch Series 2, but then by Series 2, but that's the thing. I don't know if this is, we talk about this all the time in these shows, is this a limited run? Do you think this could go on for, because this, let's be honest, this is really based on one story at the moment.
Yeah.
It's not like there's other stories kind of sprouting out around it. Yes, there's the teenage angst. His son's a little bit of a troublemaker. There's, the relationship between...
I think it could go because they'll just have different... Every week will be a different story, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, look at From. That's 5 series. Going to be.
That's true, but then there was a lot of, like, still to say with that. At the moment, I can't see... Because at the moment, the whole premise is him trying to get tourists to the island. Is there more to say? Like, what's going to happen?
10 episodes. It's quite a long one.
But, thank you very much. I love this show so much. I can wax lyrical forever about it, but I don't know. I don't know if there's any more they can do after this series. But then it's only been 2 episodes, so why am I being so
exactly? Look at Parks and Rec. All they wanted to do in Parks and Rec was make a park.
That's true.
And look where it went.
Leslie Noble, all she wanted was a park.
Look where it went.
And now we've got little Sebastian.
That's the best episode. So yeah, very good. Like this show. I'm looking forward to seeing more to make sure it keeps up with my interest. But yeah, high hopes.
I like it weekly. I do like it weekly. Some shows I want them all out at once, like The Neighbourhood, but like something like this is very much. But it's and this of all the shows we watched this week, this is the only one where I was after watching episode 1 and 2, I was genuinely like, I just want to watch episode 3 now.
Yeah, we are watching Hacks as well, the last series of Hacks. We will talk about that when it ends in a few weeks' time. We'll talk about that, but we've not talked about Hacks yet. But that's good.
Well, we want to keep that.
It's good.
Yeah, we want to keep that to the very end.
Although I'm looking forward to seeing what the end is, because the main actress, Jean, what's her name? Jean Smart, is it? Whatever her name is, who plays
Valerie? Not Valerie.
Not Valerie. That's the Comeback.
Comeback. That's another show that we may talk about at the end.
She said, they said, what did you think about the end? And she was like, well, I didn't like it to begin with, but now I thought about it. It's really good. It's like, but they've known this end since series 1. They've known what this ending is.
Well, they said that about How I Met Your Mother. Look at that.
Yeah, but I trust these guys.
They had terrible ending.
They had this number of series planned stuff. So yeah, we'll talk about Hacks soon. We watched lots of that this week, and that's still really good.
Thank you for watching the podcast. If you'd like to watch more, you can find them here. Or if you want to listen to the whole podcast, you can watch or listen to us on Spotify or any of your favorite podcast apps.